Take a Walk with Your Angels and joyflames.com. So I wanted to do a quantum leap for love. Now, first off, this isn't just for a mate or a spouse or somebody really close to you, heart partner-wise. This could be for a pet. It could be for somebody at work, a boss, a co-worker. It could be something going on in your family that you would like to clear, to dump off, to get rid of, so that you can move forward in love, right? So, ready? We're just going to jump right in. What happens with these, when I'm doing these one-on-one, is I will hear a lot of where the blocks are, where they originated, when they originated, and all this. So as I'm getting this information from the quantum and I'm recording this, you might feel that this is parts of this that are really resonating with you, because I'm hearing from your essential self and your guides that this could be pertaining to you as well. All right, so get into your current reality, start looking around, feel into where is the love blocked? Is there a place where it feels like it's not flowing? Again, could be at work, could be a third family member, a neighbor. It could be having to do with something around your home or property that doesn't feel loving. Neighbor. And you're going to go into this current reality and decide it's time for some love, right? So take a deep breath. Now you can take any of these breaths, as many as you want. You know, it doesn't have to be just one, obviously, because as you're leaping with that breath directed toward your desired reality, you're going to be dumping off any blocks in the way, any obstructions. Very specific things will come to you. Oh my gosh, I gotta dump that off. That's an old tape playing. That's an old message. That's something I heard earlier, 25 years ago. So look here, see what is it exactly? Where's your object of concern? Where is your anxiety or anxiousness coming in? Where's the worry? Grab that and start taking a deep breath. As you're holding it again and intending it towards your desired reality, consider what needs to go. What's gotta go? What's gotta go? Now, as you're jumping in the quantum, you're going to realize that the filters of the ego start to drop away very fast. There's no ego in quantum. So you're going to see where you might have had yourself tied up a little bit, a little shackled, because of your coming from your perspective of how another person should act or how they should be for you. Ego says, no, this is not about you. This is about everything. This is going for the win-win. So as you're jumping now, holding your breath, directing your intention to this desired reality here where you want to make peace with whatever that is, even if it is like attracting a new mate, there's still peace that you want in that, right? So consider dumping off anything. And this can be this jump right here, this dumping off of hurt, pain, old ideas about what love means, what it will mean, what it will bring. Dumping off things that you saw that through parents, through mentors, teachers that talked about love being hardship and hard and sacrifice and a lot of loss, letting go of yourself or not being yourself, etc. Dump all that off. Ooh, that was a big one. Not being able to be yourself in a relationship. Wow, drop that one off. Dump it, dump it, dump it as you're jumping into this desired reality. You do get to be yourself. And those perfect divine matches that you see, the ones that you're like, oh my gosh, those two haven't made in the shade. It doesn't matter if it's shady, they still keep going together. Yeah, that's the dumping off of the ideas that there are no perfect matches. Yes, of course, and that doesn't mean you have to each be perfect. It means you're perfectly amped up and frequencied up and with the same intentions, missions, dreams, purpose. You could have different purposes, but your idea in all of it has a lot of the same end. Right? So you're dumping off any of this. Has to be, I have to give up part of myself. Ooh, that's a big one too. I have to become something that I'm not. Oh my gosh, that person will never change. Oh, watch that one. Watch that one, because that means that you have projected something outside onto somebody else where you feel inside needs to change, right? Dump that off so that you can see clearly when you get into this desired reality, what are the messages coming through about how to let in that love that you do desire, how to let that love happen, how can the love flow again? Because love isn't something that we're actually having to produce and achieve and act on and all this stuff. It's like, no, there's action in the love itself. It's flowing. Whether we let it in or we don't let it in, it's still always flowing, right? Maybe not within us, but it's always flowing. So check out the desired reality, hear the messages, ask to see through your essential self, through that other perspective, without the ego, without the filters. What are you creating as your destiny is what they're saying. What are you creating? And then hear the messages from your angels, your guides. Check in with loved ones who have passed that have these messages that they have now seen. They have a different evolutionary take on love than they did perhaps when they were here. The most common thing I hear a lot of times from people is, my mother would never say that, my father would never say that in the quantum once they've passed. And I say, well, why not? Well, they weren't like that here. No, when you jump into the quantum and you have passed from this existence, you have immediate realization of what real love is, of what abundance is. You are connected to allness. There's nothing missing. So your loved ones could sound very differently talking to you here in the desired reality who've passed. That maybe they were kind of curmudgeons and they were kind of tight with things, and they did have very filtered or squashed down ideas of what love could be, and all of a sudden now they're telling you, don't do what I did. Don't think it's that small. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't end it where you don't get to have the whole experience of it, all of it, right? Ooh, that's big, whoever that is. There's a guy named Ralph that's coming through right now. And then also an Edgar and a Sylvia. So they're all talking about this for anyone that's catching this. And they're saying, don't limit yourself. Don't think that just because we told you those things, grandparents told you those things, that's the way it is. You get to create it in the bigness that you decide. So receive these messages from all these people, these beings out here that are wanting to assist you in expanding your love ideas. And as soon as you feel that it's complete, I got it, I saw it, maybe you didn't see their mouths moving even. That's very common, because when you jump into the quantum, it's all telepathic, it's all energy. There's not a need for words whatsoever. You might hear words, you might hear very distinct language because of we're being still informed here. However, you might notice, gosh, that's weird, my grandmother isn't actually moving her mouth, but I can hear what she's saying. Absolutely, because she's transferring the information and you're interpreting and translating it back into words from her thought and her energy, right? Grab all that, receive all that, take it all in, say thank you to all of your guides and angels in the quantum for their assistance. That's a great way to let them know that you do acknowledge that they're there, because they love to be acknowledged. Loved ones who passed love it when you know they're there. And it's also a way to say, bring it on, I'm ready for more. Absolutely, I say yes. This is a yes for me, right? So collect all that. When you feel, oh, it's done, I just received it, it's done, jump it back. Come back to your current reality with all that information and all that newness, because you might get here and think, I have no idea how I'm going to get to France, or I don't know how I'm going to, they say that my mate is hanging out in Guadalupe right now. Next to a statue, or you might get very, very strong pings like that. And the first thing we do in our current, what do we say? How is that going to happen? I don't know how that's going to happen. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that you have just let it into your experience. You have just said yes to it. How it happens is up to all this other dimensional stuff, because we are not this fixed. We're not in this third dimensional thing. We think we are. We have this linear time perspective. There's so much more going on. So all you have to do is say yes to it, that you do allow it in, you are letting it in, and the magic can happen from there. Then your angels can get in there. And if you don't have any connection with angels and guides and you don't want to, that's fine. Just consider that your essential self can be instructing and directing you, because most people feel they have a higher self working through them. If you still think that it's all you, okay, that's okay too. Take all the messages and all that information that you received and say, I know what I need to do about it. And then say, okay, I'm going to just open up to the idea that the how is going to be provided, right? Because the how will be if you let go to the what. Stay focused on the what. Okay? There it is. Happy love travels. And let me know if you have any questions. This is Jeannie out of Colorado. Take a walk with the angels at joyflames.com. Peace and love.